All right, it is June 9th, 2025, at 5:30 p.m. I'm going to call the regular board meeting together. To order. Call to order with a roll call.
Berger.
Here.
Carter.
Here.
Heffern. Johnson.
Here.
Moore.
Here.
Thomas.
Here.
Riskett.
Here.
Welcome to public forum. Anyone that would like to speak to the board, this is your time. All quiet on the western front. Item 3, approve the agenda.
Also move. Second.
Moved and second to approve the agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Item 4, approve minutes of the previous meeting. There is one correction at the very last sentence, or next to last sentence, about the motion. It says it failed with 2 to 5, 2 in favor and 5 voting against. As I recall, it was 3 to 4. Tom, Carol, and I voted yes.
Yeah, I saw that also.
Yeah.
I thought it was, I wasn't sure, but I thought it was 3 or 4.
Yeah. Okay.
Motion to approve as amended.
Hasn't
Second.
Motion and a second to approve the minutes of the previous meeting. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Minutes have been approved. We don't have any old business, new business. Doesn't look like we have a student representative either.
No, we don't.
Okay, that moves us to director reports.
I'll go.
Thank you. That's pretty short and sweet. The Howard Reaver project has started, and everything is moving along much faster than expected. They're here, and they're almost done with the new gym as we speak. The Lakeview Band Room project had just a small setback, but everything's back underway. They should be starting within the next week and a half. A couple of the important things, buildings and ground staff are doing this summer. We're paying a lot of attention to the playgrounds, trying to reshape them and just give them better condition than they have been in the last year. We are adding roll-up windows to the football and softball concession stands instead of having an actual doorway for them. We are finishing the upstairs of the concession stand to allow for athletic storage and meeting areas, and also updating a few storage items and fixtures in the football concession stand.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Beeson?
There's something about that building that I don't know the facts on as far as that ceiling / floor joist, what size those joists were.
We looked into that, and I even called Justin Doll down there. He's come down there and looked at everything. At one time when they built it, they built them at 24-inch centers, which is way too far apart to have people up there. But through conversations and inspecting them myself, they've made those changes in the past, and they're now at 12-inch centers.
Okay,
So it's
so I was correct.
It's
Okay.
safe, correct.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Aaron and I have been kind of working to clean up that esports room with that grant. It's coming along. They just did the lockers out of there, did the floors. They should be bringing in stuff July 1 or as soon as they can. Got a bunch of recycling in there now that's going out on Wednesday of this week. I'm working on a server project right now with the company we bought Block of Hours from earlier in the year. We're just upgrading to the most recent version of Windows Server. And then once that's done, we're doing new access points throughout the whole district from our E-rate bid from earlier this year too. We're replacing like 85 access points throughout every school. So that'll be really great for us. Kind of future proofing. The ones we've got now, they work well, but I mean, they've been around for, I'd say 8 or 9 years. So it's time for an upgrade on that one. And just principal reports that they sent to me, just random server and summer maintenance stuff. So we're right along in there.
Any questions for Cameron? All right.
I didn't have anything extra to add to mine.
Very good.
I don't have a whole lot either, except for I did just take several of our special education teachers to a sponsored event from the Department of Ed called Teaching for Impact. And there was probably 12 of us all together that went, and it was really great PD for our staff, and it's free. It's one of the things the DE does every 2 years. It's focused on students with disabilities, but that really affects every educator, so anyone's invited to come. But we had several of our special ed teachers and then a few other staff that went with us, and it was just a great couple of days learning some new things. So that was just last Thursday and Friday in Des Moines. So that's an addition. I didn't get that put in here. We also had a great leadership day with our teacher leadership committee for the district, and met in buildings and then all together and came out with some really great work. So I'm really excited for what that means for next year.
Any questions? Very good, thank you.
My report, kind of the highlights. The big one is Molly Van Rokel was able to help us secure the district speech competition for next year, so we're excited to host that in January. Instead of sending our kids somewhere else, we'll invite about 1,500 kids here, or 1,500 people here at Centerville. So we decided to start with district and then maybe down the road go to state. The state one, they tell you to expect like 5,000 people. So we thought we'd start on the small end and get through that first, and then we'd look at the state one maybe next year, the year after. So that's a big win for her. Other activity stuff, we just started last week, we rolled out, and we're testing out with softball credit card and being able to take that with tickets and the concession stand. It's everyone that's worked the concession stand and ticket selling has said it's a really easy process. This handheld is simple for them to use, and they've had no negative things to share on that. We have a drama cleanup day on the 21st. We're going to clean up upstairs in their old storage room, and I think that is it.
Any questions? I think we made it around the room. And principal reports, looks like.
Yeah, we kind of nailed
We
it.
just whacked them out there. Approved bids for the advertised equipment.
Yeah,
My only question on is, what do we do with the equipment that did not receive a bid?
technically, it goes through the disposal process, to be disposed of at that point.
And what is that process?
Well, we have to follow board policy, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll pull up more policy if you want to talk about the bids we got. I
Okay,
can do that.
we just received, well, we had, first advertisement was for, like, just various weight equipment. And then the second one is a pulley system, but that also dealt with the weight equipment. The two highest bids on both of those were from Jamie Llewellyn, 1,200 apiece. And then, all of the other metals items, woodshop items, and the Howard Old Gym scoreboard, none of that, I didn't receive any bids for any of that stuff, so. All I got was stuff for the weight equipment. So
Does this,
Go ahead.
do these funds go back into the general fund, or where do these go?
it has to go to the general fund.
I'm on the right one, I just haven't gotten to this one yet. Board policy 802.4, capital assets.
And I'd have to look to see if they are capital assets, I'm not sure. It depends on how old they were, because at one point, if we purchased them, at one point, our capital assets were 500 and above. So if it falls underneath that, then it is a capital asset, but if it was after a certain date, it's 2,500 and above. So I'd have to look and see how much those things.
Items that aren't a capital asset, so for example, broken items that aren't of that value would be thrown away, or could be thrown away. Sorry, I know it's in here. I just
That's all
figure
right.
out-
I was just curious. We've gone through this before, I think with buses, I didn't get a bid.
Yeah, and I don't remember how we resolved that, didn't we?
That's what I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
Donated one
Yeah.
to the
Oh,
state, to the
yeah.
fire department.
That was my first year, I think, that we had that.
I think one sold and one was donated.
Yeah. Well,
move on.
that don't qualify as capitalized.
I don't really need an answer, we can move on, that's fine.
So we'll just follow policy.
Yeah.
All right,
Motion to approve the highest bid to Union Electric.
Second.
we have motion and second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign, motion carries. Approve the final FY 25 teacher salary supplement pay amounts.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Approve additional TLC contracts. It's teacher leadership, I think.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I should have put that in there.
So this is our, the first round, for our teacher leader positions, not the coaches. So this is the people who are on the leadership team for the building. We didn't have quite enough people in each building for what we've kind of worked as our plan, what our ideal state was. So we turned back and we were able to kind of re-advertise, encourage some people. Julie did interviews last week. And these are people who met the standard to be able to be hired for the position and are interested in being on the leadership teams. So they would, in this capacity, they would serve in that role and help make leadership team decisions.
Move to approve.
Second.
Got a motion and a second to approve the additional TLC contracts. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Approve summer project bids.
This first one from Winger is to replace another heat pump that we had talked about replacing one or two a year in the science wing at the high school, the in-ceiling heat pumps. Then this Johnson Controls estimate is to replace a compressor on the older short at the high school. We have one that no longer is working, and so that's what it costs to get it replaced.
How many are in that system?
5.
5. How many have we replaced so far, or do you know?
This one's fairly old. I think we've replaced about 5 now.
Okay, so we've done rolling through.
Yeah.
And what kind of a replacement schedule do you think you need?
I'm not sure on that at this time. Most of the time you can see signs when they're not working. Luckily there are 4 others to make up when one does go down. But at this time I don't have an answer for that.
That's okay, that's okay. If you've replaced 5, and generally that's, in my experience, that's about a 10-year cycle. So you're in good shape, sounds like. Yeah, doing good. Anything else you need to tell us?
Nope, that's pretty much it.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion to approve the summer project bids. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Summer bids, projects approved. Approve the wrestling mat quote.
And so this could have probably fit in with the summer projects deal because it's under the same budget there. We just had to call it out separately because it really isn't a summer project as much as a purchase for setup in our gym for various events. So Aaron, is there anything you'd want to say about that, Matt, that's useful to know?
Jared's handled most of this, but we've, over the last couple of years, it's something myself and the ADs have talked about a couple of times. Both of our wrestling mats are on the very older side, not in the greatest condition. So adding a new wrestling mat would go a long way for appeal.
That and looking at what we can do to help Aaron's guys out. So when we host the Big Red, Aaron and his guys have to go to Hills, pick up 2 mats, haul them to Lakeview, unload them, and then they have to return them afterwards. By getting 1 more mat, then we'll have 3 at Lakeview, and then the Army is going to drop 1 off this year. So then his guys won't actually have to go, go pick those up and bring them to Lakeview and then take them back and forth.
They're bringing one for the tournament or tournament?
For the tournament. They're going to drop, and he said that if we want to just roll that over, we can use it every year. They'll drop it off and we don't have to mess with it. When we looked into it, it looked like the last competition mat was purchased a little over 20 years ago, is what we've kind of found.
Sounds like it's time to replace something. doesn't it?
Motion approved.
We have a motion and a second to approve the wrestling mat quote. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Approve the Pitney Bowes agreement.
Okay, so for about 6 months now, they've been letting me know that the postage machine that we have here has become obsolete, and that they've extended our time of allowing us to continue using it. So, the last time we purchased a machine was in 2017 for $5,922. So, it did raise up significantly, but it has been 7 years now, 8 years now, and we have to get a new machine, so.
So when they say obsolete, does that mean they're just refusing to continue to support it?
Yeah, and they said that the postal service will not accept our mail after a certain point in time. Because if you look on the agreement, there's one part that says rent, and that's the mail centimeter, so that is the postage,
Right.
yeah, so.
The post office wouldn't accept it because basically Pitney Bowes isn't going to transmit the postage.
Right,
So they're forcing us to buy a new one.
yes.
Pretty much.
There should be a law against that.
I've put them off for a long time now, and.
Yeah, we
I
bought
mean,
6
there's
months
nothing.
out of this, that's
I
pretty
mean,
good.
other option is to lick stamps, and I'm not for that, move to approve.
Do we have an option if you don't buy a Pitney Bowes?
Lick stamps.
There's another vendor I looked up, I think it's called Quadient, that sells these, or that does the same thing, and it's basically the same, so. Yeah,
I
I'm
think the
honestly,
difference
tonight-
is it ends up being about the same, because I wanna say I know someone that uses that, and I've heard that it's about the same thing. But at the end of the day, we've worked with them. That seems to have, it has worked well for us, other than planned obsolescence, which is maybe not a fair statement, but.
Their quarterly maintenance fee actually went down from what we're paying now, so, we only have to pay that for a year, and then we can decide at that point if we want to continue with that, but, I guess I'm not overall unhappy after we took a bunch of stuff off, but I don't know if I have any other choice at this point.
There's a lot of mail that goes out of this office.
Kevin, you motion?
Yes.
I seconded.
Yeah,
So we have a motion and a second to approve the Pitney Bowes agreement. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item J, approve the fixed asset inventory services.
This is a good thing. I would say, and Lisa, I don't mean to talk for you,
No,
so
no,
I,
go ahead.
but our inventories are really just not great right now. And this gives us an opportunity to bring this company in. This is what they do, and they're gonna be able to get us back in line, so we can keep those. I think we were very lucky, I can't believe I'm gonna say this, when the roof blew up on Lakeview Music Room, that the roof didn't blow off and damage a whole bunch of stuff in that room, because we probably did not have a truly accurate indication of what the inventory of that room was. So something like this allows us to have a truly accurate indication of what our inventory is in rooms should something happen. It also gives us that chance to check off when somebody leaves. But I'm less worried about people being fraudulent or bad that way than I am about a natural disaster happening and causing us to lose out on.
So they're going to come and do the inventory
They're gonna come and do the inventory and set us up right.
and retag everything
yes,
and set up a new database.
yes.
Move
And,
Yeah.
right now, all of our technology is, Cameron's got all of that.
Yeah, we've collected all the Chromebooks, so now's the time to do it if we're gonna do that.
Move to approve.
Motion to approve the asset inventory service. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you, that might be the most important thing that we do today.
We need that to be in compliance.
Yeah.
I mean, we're required to have it in.
Yeah, well, our
We
report
do,
policy,
it's just.
it's not as good as
We
it
don't know
should
how
be.
accurate.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're gonna have an adjustment on your books.
I have one.
You're gonna have an adjustment on your books.
My ears, I can't even hear.
An adjustment on your books.
Oh, okay.
There's gonna be an asset number. I don't know how you do that in a
but there will be.
nonprofit. There's gonna be an asset number adjustment.
Yeah.
Next item, item K, approve the superintendent's contract. And I think there was probably something in the packet that talked about a rolling 3-year contract.
Mhm.
Do you all understand that? It just rolls, just like teacher contract. Okay,
Motion to approve.
Second.
all those,
Who was that second?
okay? We have a motion to approve the superintendent's contract. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you.
You're no longer a pro-D.
Yeah, I know, it's weird.
Yeah.
4th year starts on July 1st.
Hey, we're all going to Gordon's, right?
No, I think that's probably against the guy, no, I mean,
I wish maybe.
yeah. I can't,
I love you.
Not sure that's good.
I probably can't be in a room outside of a meeting with everybody. So,
Training wheels in.
training wheels will
Training
all
wheels
turn.
get turned in.
Yeah, training wheels are off there. Next is, and I don't know what the assembly is.
Oh, okay, I'll represent, Cameron.
You have the link? I can send it to you real quick.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. So I'm just gonna show you what it looks like and then talk to you a little bit about, we're ready to roll it out for the next meeting. And we're very excited about this.
So we get our phone books.
Well, that's one of the things I wanna ask you about. I wanna see how you guys would like to do this, but I want everybody to see it first. So let me get, Cameron.
Just
Oops, that's not it.
Three conventions.
I'm so stoked about this. We set up our templates for meeting agendas, and all the things that happen on every meeting can just automatically get populated in, so it'll save her.
It doesn't make my job easier sometimes.
Good job.
If we're talking contracts now, it's not an easy.
We'll be able to use her brain rather than her typing more.
No, I think it will be a lot easier for them to see.
I'll need to turn my sound off, right? Okay,
Or just don't accept the microphone prompt.
my computer's being slow. Of course it would be slow now.
Next meeting, we'll have some new technology.
Yeah. I'll turn off one, come on. Let's see. I think you have to let me in.
It says you're joining.
Okay. Sorry, and this is gonna be like not as exciting as all of this lead up does, because it's just to show you what it looks like in there. And I've set it up to emulate your view. So when you go in and you see an agenda for a meeting, this is what it's gonna look like for you. So when you go into the meeting, you're gonna be able to go in and you can scroll item by item through here. Then we kind of set this meeting up, but we didn't put all the items. Why is it not clicking? Okay. And so there will be some items that, like when we read our public forum disclaimer thing, that'll be in there, you can read that off from there, and it'll be all in there for you, all set. Recommendation for motion is in there, so if you're a person who wants to make a motion, that wording could be there. Now it might change if through discussion we change what we want to move. Any attachments, so like when you come to a meeting now, you've got your agenda and you've got the board packet, and you kind of have to keep track on your agenda here and the board packet over here, or that's how I do it. It'll actually have on each of those items, so I just put, this is not a real item, I don't even remember what I attached. Oh, it'll put it as a supporting document on that item. So you'll get the recommendations, basically the board letter that Lisa does will be up in this area up top. And then the things that are attached to it. So on this one, the TLC contracts, the document for that might have been listed down there. That one might have been short enough, we'd have just put it in the summary, but you'll be able to click on things. When there's, like the Pitney Bowes, could just be a PDF attachment there that you could click into when you're on that item, and it'll open it in a separate window for you, like the next tab over. And then you can close out of that and come back to the meeting. When Lisa goes to do minutes, it'll actually pre-populate the content from the agenda here for her to be able to just type kind of what the votes were. There's votes to click on in there. We won't be in policies on here by the next meeting, but we will be ready to go in meetings on here. So my big question for you, kind of seeing how this works, would be, would you prefer, because I think I know what I would recommend. Would you prefer if we had a Chromebook or a laptop here for each of you to be able to scroll through on that, or would you rather use, I don't recommend using your own device, but if that's a preference people have, then.
Well, I don't think we should use our own.
Right.
For legal reasons.
Yes. That'd be why I don't recommend
Any
it.
type of subpoena, they can subpoena anything you got on your hard drive.
Yep.
So
Yep.
we should use a district.
And it's just cleaner and easier that way too. You know it'll be working, you know it'll be fine, there's no tech support to do for various different things. But if we started with a Chromebook, can we see how that goes? And then if that doesn't work, I know at one point there was a request, could we do an iPad instead? Can we start with a Chromebook and go from there? Would people be kind of comfortable trying it that way? Prefer a Chromebook?
It will allow me to print a packet if somebody wants that, but.
But I think once you try it in here, after the training that we went through, you're gonna want it in here every time, because it's
So
just.
would those just be here each meeting, or would those be?
Yeah, we'll get them set up each meeting for you and ready to go. We'll probably keep a stack of them back there, and we'll just come out and plop them up.
So we're gonna get an email link to this?
You're gonna get a link probably maybe next week. You'll get it before that meeting to be able to log in and see it, but then you'll get an email, the way I understand it, when we publish a meeting, we'll also at the same time send an email to you saying the meeting is published for you to be able to go on and see that, because we can see different things as back-end users, and until we click publish, it doesn't go out to the board to view yet. So as we go through the process of like, okay, we need this document and that document, we're collecting it, it's still just viewable to the two of us and possibly Sam, I think we talked about having. But then once it's together, then we'll publish and it'll go out to you and it'll go out to our Assembly site for the public to be able to look at the agenda.
So then what else does Assembly do? What's the cover policies on it?
Our policies are in here, we just have to clean up some things with them before it's ready to do a policy review in there. Because it doesn't all transfer cleanly right away. But we'll be able to do our policy revisions in here. And I have not yet seen how the connection works into the agenda, but my understanding is it's pretty seamless when we have a policy adjustment to make, that it'll pull it in for us into the agenda. I don't know how that works yet, because we haven't had that training, but my understanding is that's how that'll work. So it'll be a little bit of clicking, but it should be pretty reasonable to get through. I'm really excited about this. I think this is gonna be very valuable and a lot less paper sitting around.
Well, and one thing too, Assembly, that I know Mike and I would talk to him, and I think Tim, actually you might have been with us. You can look at other districts and other district policies and, you know, some of their meeting notes, if there's something that's, you know, hot topic, hot button, we can just go out there and say, hey, what's their policy look like on this? And most of them are pretty covered.
Yeah, so you're talking about through our Assembly homepage. So this is what our Assembly homepage looks like. And from here, we can access our policies, we can access our meetings and our minutes. This is my view on here. I don't know how to do your view on the homepage yet, but we can look up. So when Lisa goes to adjust minutes from a meeting, it's actually pretty smooth. she clicks on minutes instead of agenda. And then she's gonna be able to pull, like all that gets pulled in to make it easier. And we haven't, on this one, we didn't build in some of the language for like how to do a motion on that and everything. But in our template that we have built for the next meeting, it will pull some of that in automatically. We spent most of our training building a meeting template with the trainer, so that we could have something that we can copy and paste for each meeting. And it'll make it a lot easier to get into the business stuff and plan the business stuff, rather than like we've talked about consent agenda, so it'll make that a lot.
You won't have to be scrolling through trying to find what you're looking for.
So we will still get a meeting agenda on Friday, is that correct?
Yeah, it'd still be the same release schedule, I guess, for lack of a better term, but just electronically via Assembly rather than.
It'll be web-based instead of
Yeah.
just a PDF attachment.
Right.
So, yeah, I just, as long as I can look things over on
Oh, yeah.
Friday.
And it might be easier too, because
Yeah.
all the documents are directly tied to that agenda item for you then. So you don't have to think, okay, what does this, because sometimes when we have that long PDF, you like, okay, that agenda item, well, what PDF in a row here goes to
Are
that agenda item?
Are we able to, when we're reviewing the meetings, like, are we able to add notes? You know,
Say that again.
are we able, so we get our agenda, we get all our stuff, are we able to add our own notes, like, to an agenda item, like, hey, I want to talk about this? or-
I'm trying to think how that would work, because if everybody could see that, that would probably constitute a
Open meeting.
walking quorum. But I think it would probably be like currently you could.
No, I mean, like, if I'm logged on to my,
You can make your own notes for your own,
yes.
Oh,
it's like a highlighter or
Yes,
something.
yes, yeah.
that's a great question.
I don't remember.
I don't remember seeing that anywhere. You might have a notepad though. There might be a notepad, because it is on our side.
I'm pretty sure it was, because I know we had to get talking about that
Yeah.
a couple of years ago.
And when we set you up, it'll send you a link, and it will also, from my understanding, there will be a video that
Yeah.
for training.
Yeah. Now, just like everything, you're probably gonna learn more from poking around than from the video, and I'm gonna be honest with you, and I ask that you please not judge me, haha, you already approved my contract, so no, I'm just
We can do
you
that.
can't break anything, like, you're okay. No matter what you poke on in there, you can't break anything, because one, it backs up nightly, and they can retrieve our backup at any point, and two, you really don't have a lot of abilities in there. We've given you view access, not edit access. We're kind of handling the edit access so that you don't have to worry about, oh shoot, I deleted the meeting from, 3 months ago and now we're in
Mark
trouble.
contract.
Right, yeah, Mark's contract's out of here. So you don't have to worry. Anything you poke on, you can't break it.
Sounds good.
I'm excited. It'll be
Well,
good.
I'll be excited to see what
Just get on
happens.
assembly.com, gates.com.
Yeah, I'll make sure I send
It's a
it.
lot more exciting than just the meeting.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot there. And it's a good rabbit hole to go down if you're really bored on a Friday night and you want to look at board policies from other school districts and see how they stack up. That's a fun game. So,
I'm not proud of that.
Okay, we're down to item N, approved personnel business procedures.
I do have a correction. I had, apologized, added Kate McDonald in the salary portion of the list the last time. She's hourly, so she should have gotten the dollar increase. And so, along with the 3.5%. So this, I wanna make that right, make sure she gets what she's
Yeah,
gonna get.
I saw that.
But you know that.
and that's kind of as we battle with some of those requirements around the amount of wage and the type of responsibilities that are required to make somebody salaried. So while that position, you would typically think of as a salaried position, because of the type of decisions that are allowed to be made there and the salary amount, we actually can't make it a set salary. She's not overtime exempt.
Motion to approve as presented with the addition on the table.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Financial reports. Motion and a second for the financial reports. Any further discussion or questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Financial reports have been approved. Superintendent's report.
Mr. Taylor, can I ask, I remember I brought a bill late to the table, is that included in that?
Yep, it's on.
I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that, I didn't want to interrupt.
Sorry, yeah, I should have said something.
No, I missed it.
Okay, superintendent report, short and sweet, but good stuff. First off, I don't want to bury the lead. The most important thing is our staffing is in really good shape. While we talk to people that are struggling with filling positions, today you approved a contract for a special education teacher, which I think people would literally pay their weight in gold to get a special education teacher right now. So, and not only did we get a teacher, but I got to sit in on her interview, and she is going to be a stud for our district. She is going to be amazing. Tons of experience, a lot of knowledge, a lot of leadership skill as a teacher. So we are filling one last spot we're working on, kind of two, because we would like one more special education teacher, but we found a way to kind of work it out with what we have if we can't fill that. So we've got one more spot we really need to fill. And then we'll be cooking with gas ready for the school year. In fact, we've had a few people that have talked about moving back to the area, wanting to work for us, but we just don't have an opening for them yet. So we might even gain a couple subs for a little while, which is even better. Next week, I have the privilege, well, yeah, some competition.
Giving away your job.
Yeah, so there's plenty of work to go around.
Don't put that out there too loud.
Actually, I feel really excited about that because we are in a pretty good spot in terms of, I'm never gonna say we have more than enough subs, but I'm excited that we are in less of a dire straits than a lot of places are. And that's a good feeling. I get the privilege next week of going to Teach to Heal training with all of our student advisory type roles, and I think Mr. Johnston and Mrs. Schofield and
Mr.
one
Hotek.
other person, I think.
Mr. Hotek.
Mr. Hotek. And so that is in Ottumwa all week next week. And this is the I shouldn't say, emotional regulation, which essentially is behavior training that we're looking to bring in for our district to have, to kind of cope with what has kind of happened in K-12 education. It was happening before COVID, but it really accelerated after, and that's kids that don't have the emotional regulation skills that they need to be successful in trying to support that. So in July, our plan is actually to bring and we worked on it at our admin team meeting today, a job description to the board to adjust some of these student advisor roles into, the name is still up for debate. There's been a few names bounced around, but I think regulation and something, R&R is what's
Return.
regulation return. So this position that will kind of help with this and get the extended training to know how to help these students out. That training is going to be awesome, and that group of people is going to be really good to go to with that because they do that work every day now. So getting to see them experience this training, which I'm told will be pretty fantastic, will be good. Infinite Campus rollout, about every email I send to you guys talks about Infinite Campus because it is kind of the life of the district right now, getting this going. I wanted to publicly, for those playing along at home and those at this table, thank Cameron Ayler and Emily Kozak, because those two have been rock stars going through what is a condensed timeline for operationalizing this, for putting it into effect. I don't know why it ended up condensed, because we gave plenty of lead, but it got condensed, and they've really kicked it in the butt to get this going. So. Really pleased with them. And lastly, we had our SAMI day last week. SAMI is not a person. SAMI is an acronym for Self-Assessment of MTSS Implementation, which the beauty of education is that we put acronyms in our acronyms So self-assessment of multi-tiered systems of support implementation is what that really means. And it really is looking at your school, and we did it by building. So looking at your school and saying, are we teaching the right amount of time? Are we teaching the right stuff? Do we have the tools we should have? Are we assessing that work? How are we rolling that out to people? Are we training people on it? And just getting a whole view of our system and what our quick wins are. And all three of our bigger buildings, so preschool was a little separate because they don't have many people on the leadership team. All three of our bigger buildings were able to build a building plan coming out of this with some goals for next year to improve their work on universal instruction. So your main teaching, not the intervention part necessarily, not the enrichment part, but the main teaching. So kind of exciting, great conversations with the staff. Every time we do these district-wide leadership meetings, I'm just impressed with how deep the leadership in our district goes. How many of our teachers are extremely knowledgeable about what they do and their craft. So this was a really good day. That's kind of been the exciting stuff for me, so.
Any questions for the superintendent? Okay, that brings us down to board member takeaways. Who'd like to go first?
I will.
Okay.
Thanks for the certificate. As I look at it, my first thought was the lighthouse as a nautical thing, as a reminder, our job as board members is to steer, not row. So it's a good reminder.
Tom?
I'll go next. I noticed that one of the persons that retired, resigned this year was Karen Matherly. And I had, when we used to pick kids up for an after-school program at the church, she was there bringing the kids out. And I know the kids that didn't have coats sometimes that came out, she made sure that they got coats and things like that. So she was a great employee. Another thing I wanted to mention, I couldn't remember the name, so I asked, but Miss Harvey, who was here all year long, I don't know how many students were there, but she represented the school at the funeral of that Mr. Harrison out there last Friday. Of course, her mother was in the honor guard too, but she was there, and it was kind of neat to see a student there for that.
Pretty amazing thing.
Yeah, it was amazing program. And Empress McMurray, you've all heard her speak. It's pretty hard not to listen to Empress for 15 minutes.
I have one that I think we need to look into. Mentioned that before, but I'd like to see the key card process for middle school to an online process. That way, no one needs to be going into the school to pick up key cards for the track.
Oh, got it.
That's a good idea.
Yeah. It's a good idea. Either one of you guys want to go next?
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
Kind of go up Dr. Johnson. My opinion was that not this past year, certainly gonna miss them, but it was pretty cool to see some of those positions. New teachers coming into the district this time of year, it's no secret, it's a shortage in education, so whatever you guys are doing to get in here and be on the interview, let's keep doing it, that's awesome. Already, kids had their 2 weeks of vacation, they're already ready to go back to school. I'm already ready to go back to school. But I know the staff needs a well-deserved break, so just kudos to everybody on a year well done.
I'll go next. Kevin and I went to the teachers' end of the year thing, the breakfast and the awards assembly, and I know it's in the morning and it might be difficult to get there, but if you ever get the opportunity, it's time well spent. It was very rewarding to see the lady that won the Friends of Education. She's an aide and was totally flabbergasted that she won. Okay.
She's not an aide, she's just a volunteer.
Volunteer.
She's a
Yeah,
volunteer.
she's not
She
an
got-
aide.
Really?
She's retired from the
I didn't
judicial,
realize she was.
she's retired from the judicial system down here at the courthouse.
Oh, my God. And the lady that won the Missman Award, afterwards I went up to congratulate her and she just said, you know, I don't understand. This is my dream job. You know, she said, and she just didn't understand how she got the award. But it's a very moving thing, at least it was for me. The other thing is, I have a question for Mr. Taylor.
Yeah.
How do we hire people? What is our secret? I haven't figured this out.
Good principals that are always looking for the right people, I think. That's really the trick. Everybody's digging in and turning over every rock, looking everywhere we can.
Must be a bounty or something.
Yeah, well, you know, we've talked about signing bonuses for the person who gets them to sign.
Well, I know it's probably a team effort, and I would applaud the result.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Mr. Berger?
Oh, I'll echo on the part of, we had a good year, and I know there's a lot of work still going on and stuff like that, a lot has been done, and I kind of hope everybody can breathe. It's set for next year. I always learn something at every meeting, and I didn't realize they had to move maps across town. That would be awful, that would be nice.
Yeah, in the middle of January.
That was a fun time.
But we're not doing that anymore. We're done.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. We are adjourned.